Welcome back to Moon Harbor Heroes. Today's issue is Cataclysm Crew, issue 22, Shop Till You Drop. On the cover, we see a wide shot of a cross-section of the mall. In one store, Al and Tatiana both hold huge clumps of jewelry behind their backs, as mall security interrogates them. The second store is a clothing store, where Lucy hides Veronica's face from seeing any of her teammates' shenanigans. The third store is Cold War, where Amber and Alan awkwardly eat ice cream, the expressionless clerk watching over them. We turn the page and our story begins. The next issue begins with a news report. It cut in the middle of it, and it's an interview with Monarch Man, who is the new hero that we saw at the end of the last issue. And he is giving this interview basically being like, yeah, we were here and we've decided that we adult heroes are going to band together and save the day. And we're going to work with the heroes that are already in the city to make sure that Moon Harbor can be the safest it can be. And then we cut back and we see a panel of all of the adult heroes together. They look great. They look very professional. They look very polished. And there's a brief recap of the fight from the previous night or from a couple days before, of the adult heroes fighting the grown-up villains who had de-aged. Most of them have been imprisoned either by Saber or by the authorities, but unfortunately, a few of them got away, notably the Timekeeper, aka the Time Wizard, and Pink Cloud, who, as we know, is Calvin's aunt. Great aunt? And we're actually going to we pull back the panel after this recap ends, and we see that it's on someone's phone, and the person whose phone it is Lucy. Lucy, we are sitting with you, and we're actually going to have you start by rolling your Janus move. The beginning of session when time passes move.
That is a 9.
Excellent. So on a 7 or 9, you've lapsed on one obligation, your choice. So your obligations, you chose 3. So you had, I believe, schoolwork, your job, and what was the other one you had?
It was social.
Oh, was it your roommate?
Yeah, it was the roommate and Calvin.
Gotcha. Cool. Which one of your obligations did you lapse on in the couple days that have passed since you all got back?
I feel like she's probably avoiding Calvin.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
Considering the last time he saw her, she was probably like, I want to avoid this confrontation as long as possible.
As you're looking at your phone, a notification bar pops up across the top, and it says 14 missed messages from Calvin. What do you do?
I think she's gonna bite the bullet and finally read them, because I think she's watched them roll in, but she hasn't actually taken the time to sit down and read what they say, and she's just gonna do it.
Do you have read receipts on?
No.
No, okay, good. That's smart. You shouldn't. So you open the messages, and it's kind of all the same as you saw last time. Because again, you had 5 messages from him when you got back from the time jump. And it was
How long has it been since then?
4 days.
Okay.
So it's hey, we need to talk. Seriously, Lucy, it's not that big of a deal. Lucy, come on, you've got to talk to me. Did you sit somewhere else in class today? Didn't see you. And it's a bunch of those messages in a row, with the most recent one being forget it, never mind, period.
Damn. I think she's probably gonna start typing and then delete it and stop. Start typing, delete it and stop, and just close out the app.
Perfect. And with that, I think we're going to cut over to Amber. Amber, what have you been doing in the 4 days since we last saw? I'll say you as a group have not done anything as a group in the 4 days. No heroing. You could have been hanging out, but there has been no heroing happening in the past 4 days. So Amber, what have you been doing over the past couple days?
I think she has tried to reach out to Outlet and said she's living with Max. She's probably been hanging out with him.
Perfect. Max has actually kind of not been available. He's been there evenings and mornings, but he's been gone most of the day, every day for the past couple days.
Good for him.
So let's start with your conversation with Outlet. Did you call her? Did you text her?
I'm going to text her, but I have a move for this. For
Perfect.
Seeking out one of the characters that I've listed. He's rolling with Savior, which is actually pretty high right now.
Sweet, I'm pulling that up right now.
Oh, damn.
13.
On a hit,
that.
you find them where you expected to.
Perfect. Outlet responds to your text kind of right away and is like, hey kid, what's up?
Do you want to meet up somewhere? We need to talk.
She just sends her location, which is the Saber Auxiliary headquarters, kind of the one that's like on the opposite side of town from where you live.
Guess I'm going.
Cool. When you get there, Outlet is sitting out front, and she has 2 coffees, and she holds one out to you, and she's like, not to be totally creepy, but like we have your coffee order, so here. How does Amber take her coffee?
I'm not a coffee drinker, so like I don't know.
Does she
know.
get that, or like what would her drink be?
Probably tea.
Cool. So Outlet is like, yeah, not to be totally creepy, but we know your Starbucks order. Here, grande green tea, right?
I wouldn't expect anything else from Saber, she says as she takes it.
You two sit there for a couple panels, not saying anything, and then Outlet's finally like, so what's up?
So 2 things. First one, I know we just had all of those old villains, but I think somebody from Saber should know. So, like, have they heard about Alan?
I don't know. Alan, have they heard that you're back?
Alan has been MIA for the past 4 days. They may have seen him on the news, maybe, after he did the worship thing, but probably not.
Nah, the news pretty much focused directly on the adult heroes.
Beautiful.
I don't think got any coverage.
Cool. Okay, so then I have to explain more of it to her. So we went back in time a few days ago, and somebody followed us back. She got away while we were distracted by like, yay, we made it back successfully. And I thought somebody should know that like she's in the city and she's definitely a threat. Her name's Tatiana.
Great. Thank you for letting me know. What should I know about her?
She makes portals. She got bored and decided that when she's bored, she wants to make other people go to war to amuse her. She's just the worst.
Great. Well, that's fun to know. So, that's all you wanted? You just wanted to tell me that this... Wait, you traveled through time?
Yeah, the time wizard sent us back.
Time Wizard?
You know the time wizard?
No, I don't know the Time Wizard. What the hell are you talking about?
He's been in the news. He's like, nobody's gotten him yet. The time wizard?
The Time Keeper?
Time wizard.
She smirks despite herself. And then she's like, that's why you wanted to get in contact, though, to tell me about this person that came back when you got brought back in time from the Time Wizard?
I mean, I guess I also kind of wanted to apologize for the old jailbreak incident.
She turns to you just grinning and she's like, so you're gonna admit that was you this time?
I mean, letting all of them free was definitely not intentional, but my bad.
So, can we actually confirm that Traceless is your father now?
I think we get several panels of Amber making like shifty eyes, like, oh god, yeah.
She gives you a stern look, and it's like 2 panels of stern look, and then a panel where like her eyes are still stern, but her face is grinning. And then there's just a panel of her laughing, and she's like, I mean, yeah, we knew that. Obviously, we know more than we let on, which probably isn't comforting for a teenager to hear, but it is in your best interest.
It's not creepy at all.
I know. It's pretty tough knowing how much we know, but look, we have tabs on people for a reason, and we want to make sure everyone is safe. That's all that we're doing here. So then, Traceless is your dad. Traceless has been MIA since, the day of the end of the Asteron thing? So,
As far as I know.
where are you living now?
With Max.
Max being Rascal King?
I mean, his identity was breached a couple of weeks ago, so I think that she knows.
I mean, yes, Max is Rascal King, but there could be other Maxes. We don't know.
Yeah, with Rascal King.
So, are you comfortable there? We could put you up somewhere.
Yeah, I'm fine there. That's my best friend.
And your grandparents, I know they were going to come into town before the invasion. Did they ever make it in?
We got sent back, and I think the whole alien invasion kind of turned them off.
So, do they want you to go stay with them?
I mean, yeah, but like I don't want to.
Okay. Well, then we'll make sure your grandparents know that you're being looked after.
Oh, okay.
No problem. Trust me, I know how tough this kind of thing can be.
Can I try to pierce her mask?
Please do.
Yes. Well,
Normally, we let her turn around and become a Pierce the Mask to you, but I'm just going to say that she kind of puts her hand on your shoulder, and as she does, there's like a slight shock that passes through you. It's not threatening, she's just naturally kind of buzzy.
I mean, same.
And she's like, look, I know you don't trust Saber, but I'm here if you need anything.
Okay. You're literally the only adult there that's been nice to us.
Hey, I thought Boost was always kind of cool.
I mean, yeah, but they are the one that arrested my dad.
I mean, you know, they're good at their job, which is arresting villains.
It just kind of puts a damper into that friendship.
That makes sense. Okay. I've got to get back to work, but stay in contact, okay? Don't be a stranger.
Okay.
She kind of like fist bumps you on the shoulder, like kind of like bumps into you. And then she's like, I'll see you later.
Okay.
And I think we're going to cut away from Amber at that moment, and we're going to cut over to Al. Al, what have you been doing for the 4 days since this happened?
So I think Al is probably going to be texting everyone, asking if they want to hang out. And short of hanging out with people, he's going to probably steal some stuff to sell so that he has money.
Perfect. Let's cut it in on a scene of you stealing something.
Okay. Al just goes to likes to hang out at the mall, and he's going to K Jewelers.
K Jewelers.
Yep. I don't know if it's called K Jewelers. He's going to a jewelry store. Let's just
I think in Moon Harbor, it's called J Jewelers.
J Jewelers, perfect. So yeah, he goes to J Jewelers and he's gonna pawn off some diamonds, or
Perfect.
steal some to pawn.
Cool. So we cut in on you in J Jewelers. Give me a couple like panels setting up what this looks like when you're about to steal these diamonds.
Okay, so he's wearing, which this is gonna sound bizarre, but he's actually wearing some fairly like bright clothing, not like flashy, but like normal clothing. He's not wearing anything dark, which is bizarre for his usual attire because he wants to blend in with crowds. And so he walks in and he's just got his arms behind his back and he's looking at some rings. And I'd like to imagine a panel of somebody walking up is like, "Hi, anything I can help you with?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm just shopping for my girlfriend and I's 2-year anniversary." And he's like, "Okay, we'll help you if you need anything." And then that's when Al's gonna just kind of stare, look around, see if he sees anything that catches his eye, and then he's gonna walk out.
Perfect. As you step outside J Jewelers, a voice from over your shoulder says, "Has it been 2 years already? Wow, time sure flies, doesn't it, honey?" And you turn, and there is Tatiana.
So Al's gonna turn around, see her, and be like, "Oh, hey," and then produce from his back pocket the ring that he was planning on stealing.
She grins and she's like, "I'm not really a gold person. I'm more of a silver kind of girl, or platinum. So why don't you try again?"
Okay. Al's gonna stuff the ring back in his pocket because he can make money off that. Does Tatiana walk back into Jay's with him? With Al?
I think she's gonna like linger in the doorway.
Okay, so Al's gonna walk in and he's gonna go up to the guy and be like, "Hi, do you have any rings, diamond rings with silver? I only saw gold and I actually just ran into my girlfriend and whittled it out of her that she doesn't actually like gold.
The guy's like, yeah, I mean, there's a whole silver set over here.
Oh, marvelous. Do you guys have payment plans?
Yeah, absolutely. Here, let me grab a form for you really fast. And he like goes to get like a form to like show you the payment plans.
Once he turns around, I was going to just open a really small portal, grab the nicest, most expensive ring he can find, and then just sprint.
As you're sprinting, you feel a hand grab you, and then Tatiana's over your shoulder, and she's like, "Excuse me, sir, this boy was trying to steal this ring." And she like holds your hand up, and the silver ring is in it.
Ooh, she's going to be sneaky like that. Al's going to just have both of his hands open, and the ring is going to fall through a portal and into his shoe.
She sees the portal, and then she like turns you, and she's like, "You can't steal things. We've talked about this time and time again." And then she winks at you, and she shoves you backwards into the clerk's hands. And she's like, "Sir, you should probably call security. This one, pretty tricky."
Looking at the man, I'm going to be like, "Sir, I don't have anything in my hands or my pockets." And I'm going to empty out all of my front pockets and try and get the portal from the back ring into my shoe as well.
I'm gonna have you roll to unleash your powers on that one. See if it works.
Oh, thank the good Lord.
Perfect. On a 7 to 9, that's a 9. On a 7 to 9, you can either mark a condition, or I'll tell you how it's unstable or temporary.
Is there a confused condition?
It's not. Insecure.
I'm already insecure.
Angry or afraid, or angry might work too.
Let's do angry, because I feel like that would fit. She almost just like got Al sent to juvie.
Perfect. The security guard comes over and like starts like frisking you essentially. And while the security guard is doing that, Tatiana like turns, winks, holds up her hand, and on her hand she has 4 different like beautiful rings on her hand. And then she winks and she's gone. I think we're gonna cut from that scene over to Alan. Alan, where are you? It's been 4 days since you got back. What have you been up to?
Alan has, I want to say Alan's been with Traceless.
Perfect. Tell me
Without me?
Tell me about
Sorry?
that. What's been happening?
Alan has been, I guess day one, it's like, hi, I'm alive. And more or less a, get to know each other, and he asked the, is MMM?
MMM, yeah.
Yeah, the MMM, he asked the MMM to help him lay low while he tries to figure out how he's going to integrate himself back into society, since he's, apparently been dead for the last few weeks. And basically what he's been doing is he's been, training in the MMM facility, wherever they've got, and chatting with them and trying to figure out the tech that Traceless is using, because for being an electric user, he's absolutely useless when it comes to technology.
I think we cut in on you in the boxing ring that we saw you in earlier, or that we saw everyone in earlier, like right before you left the time. And it's you and Bruce. And it starts off, we don't see that you're in the boxing ring. We see that you're just like fighting Bruce, and just like Bruce is throwing punches and you're throwing punches. I think Bruce gets a really good hit on you and like knocks you backwards. And then we see Bruce reaching down and like offering his hand to help you up. And we pull back and we see that you're in the boxing ring.
Alan is going to reach his hand up, grab Bruce's, the shark, right?
Yeah, Bruce, for those of you who don't remember, Bruce looks kind of like a street shark from the show Street Sharks, or whatever that show is called. But he is essentially like from shoulders up, just a giant set of jaws and then a face. And doesn't look like a shark, but his mouth is very, very large and very unnatural looking.
So Alan reaches his hand up, grabs Bruce's, and lets him pull it to his feet. And then he kind of leaps in the air. And of course, he's still wearing, they're wearing boxing gloves. Leaps in the air and swings hard down to Bruce. And as he's coming down and he lands, he says, "You taught me to never give up until the opponent is out. Remember?"
I'm going to say go ahead and roll to directly engage a threat on that one.
Awesome.
I know a threat there, but so that's a 12. So on a 10 plus, you can choose 2.
I'm going to resist or avoid their blows and impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition. And I guess this would be a impress.
Perfect. I'll actually tell you how that works in a second.
Okay.
You do avoid his blows. You like catch him on the shoulder and knock him down. And he's like down. You hit him pretty hard. He's not unconscious, but he's on the ground. And over in the corner, you hear clapping. And as you turn, you see the mobster. The mobster has not been there as you've been doing this like 4 days of hiding. The mobster has been missing. And he steps out and he's like, well, you've certainly got some skills there, kid.
Alan kind of crouches over Bruce in a, this is the finishing, and stops his hand and then looks at the mobster and says, thank you. And then he turns back to look at Bruce, expecting a punch back.
Bruce has a like bloody lip, which is amazing because his lips are very, very large. So it's like a lot of blood. And he's just laughing, and his blood like dripping between his shark teeth. And he's like, you got me there, kid.
So now Alan is actually going to stand up and grab Bruce's arm and help him back to his feet. Meanwhile, like playfully keeping his left arm up in a blocking position just in case.
Bruce steps over the ropes and steps through the ropes and like jumps down. And Bruce is very, very tall, and Alan is not very tall. So he like offers you a hand, and he's like, need a hand down, short stack?
No, I'm good. And basically I just float over the ring side, lands beside Bruce and says, no, I think I've got it. Thank you though for the offer. And then of course I would look towards Mobster.
The mobster offers you a hand and is like, I know we've met before, but good to see you back. Good to see that you're not dead, kid. And he shakes your hand, or he offers your hand to shake.
I'm going to take it and shake his hand. And I'm going to say, yeah, being dead's a little different than I thought it would be. Just ask Traceless about that one.
He smiles and he's like, Traceless has filled me in on everything already, so don't worry about it, kid. We've been talking, and we've got your back. You did us a real solid back there.
I wasn't going to give you guys up. You helped me. You helped our friends. And I would say I consider us allies at this point.
He claps you on the shoulder, and he's got the lobster claws, so like when he claps you on the shoulder, it definitely like knocks you a couple feet forward. He's like, I mean, I do appreciate you not giving us up, but it's not like we haven't been caught and released a bunch of times before. Lobster pun not intended. But
Alan is entirely unsure whether he should laugh at that pun.
He smiles and he's like, all right, kid, but you did something else for us, but don't worry about it just yet. You'll see what it is when the time comes.
Alan kind of like breathes in deep and then just kind of exhales slowly and is like, you know what? I don't really want to know. And then now in this facility, Traceless's computer is in the same room, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Is Traceless in here?
Traceless is not here today.
Okay. Alan is actually going to look over towards Traceless's computer, see that Traceless is not here, and be like, I really have no idea how this is going to go down.
What's going to go down? Saber finding out you're not dead. The city finding out the person that blew up the town hall is back to life.
Yeah.
Your girlfriend, dad being all protective and stuff.
Oh, shit. Alan turns to look around for his phone real quick.
I think your phone is probably like in your bag, wherever you put your bag.
Alan is going to go to his bag. He's going to pull out his phone, and he is basically looking to see if Amber has texted him in the last 4 days, because he's kind of been ignoring his phone, and then suddenly like it clicked that, oh no, that's my connection. That's how I reach Amber. I need to find that now.
Amber, have you reached out over the 4 days?
Absolutely.
How many messages do you say you've sent over the 4 days?
Probably like 7.
Perfect.
He hasn't been replying.
In a parallel from the Lucy panel from earlier, we see that same panel of like the phone, and it says across the top, 7 missed messages from Amber.
Oh no. Oh no. Now Alan is not smart. He does have read receipts on. He hasn't turned that off yet. And he finally opens it up, and he's like, and he looks over to Bruce and goes, I'm bad at this. How do I respond? And he holds his phone up, points it at Bruce, like, how do I respond?
Bruce looks at you and is like, I don't know, I'm a romantic. I don't do the relationship thing.
Oh, mobster? Help?
The mobster shrugs. And then from the shadows, Queen Bee steps out and she's like, give me that.
Yeah. Here. I honestly have no idea how to use this thing. I broke the last two I had.
She looks at it and she's like, wow, you fucked up, kid. I'd call her. There's not great signal down here. You probably want to go upstairs, but call her, buy her some, I don't know, ice cream. Cold War is still open. I don't know, do something productive, but a text isn't gonna solve this one.
I've been dead for the past 4 weeks. I've been without electronics. Yeah, you're right. Alan takes the phone back and goes to run up the stairs to call Amber.
Perfect. Let's go ahead and see that phone call. So, Amber, it's been 4 days. You just hung out with Outlet. You're probably on your way back right now. And your phone rings.
I think we get a panel seeing that it's Alan. And then, we get a panel of her face that's just like, oh boy. And then she's going to answer.
Amber?
Hey.
Sorry about the texts. I've been, well, I kind of forgot how technology works. So, sorry?
You were only gone 3 weeks.
It was a long 3 weeks. Wanna go out for ice cream?
Yeah. Where are you at? I'm over by Saber.
Oh, just just meet me at the mall.
Okay.
I think we're going to cut away from that, and then we're going to cut over to a scene that doesn't go anywhere, but it cuts over to Max's bedroom, and we see a panel of Max's bedroom daytime, and we see that same panel evening, we see that same panel night, and then we cut over to the mall. Al, we have just wrapped up you getting frisked by the security guard. You're not too far from Cold War. Lucy, how do you get to the mall?
She might be going off to stock up on some more black leggings, as part of her uniform, because she's like, "Ah, shit, I'm gonna be doing this regularly now. I should have extras just in case." Also avoiding Calvin.
Perfect. I think that as you're going to buy these, you're about to leave your apartment, and remind me of your roommate's name.
Veronica.
Veronica sees you, and she's like, "Where are you going?"
Gonna go buy leggings.
Oh my god, clothes shopping, so much fun. Let's go. And she grabs her purse and follows you out the door.
God damn it.
And we cut over, and so J Jewelers is pretty close to the food court, as is wherever you're going to get your leggings. And I'm going to say that we see first Alan and Amber arriving. Who gets there first?
I think Amber.
Amber, you're there. You're probably not there for too long before Alan arrives. Alan, you're arriving, and Amber is sitting... Are you sitting in the Cold War or sitting outside the Cold War? Where are you?
She's probably hanging out outside of it.
Perfect. So you're sitting outside the Cold War, and Alan, you're walking up, and you see her waiting for you.
Alan is, by the way, wearing a pair of aviator sunglasses, a baseball cap, a nicer jacket, and basically not his normal clothes when he walks in and sees Amber. And he's going to, not realizing if she notices him as him, going to sit down at the table next to where she's sitting.
Amber, do you recognize him?
Yeah, I think she does. I'm moving over to his table. Just gonna sit across from him, and I think we get a few panels of awkward silence.
The next panel, I want to just be that same panel where they were sitting awkwardly in silence and having Alan just say, "I'm sorry."
You couldn't text back at all?
Kind of forgot my phone existed. Last I knew, it was broken. I honestly forgot you fixed it. I really am sorry.
I mean, I wanted to get a chance to talk and hang out with you. You were dead for 3 weeks. I missed you.
What happened to me back there? That wasn't me. This is not me. What changed? Who am I? I'm sorry.
That sounds like you're sharing a vulnerability or weakness.
Yeah.
Man, you just keep doing that with Amber, don't you?
I do. Yeah, I do. Ease.
Go ahead and do your team move there. Oh, that's the one where it's tell them how they could stop you if it came down to it.
Yeah, and she already very well knows that.
Yep.
Cool. Then just go ahead and give her influence, which means I think she gets to shift your labels, and you can clear a condition.
Okay, I have no conditions, so shift them labels.
I'm going to shift superior down and danger up.
Okay.
And I think at that moment, you hear this, like, loud peal of laughter from over in the, like, Old Navy-esque store. Neither of you know Veronica, but Veronica is walking out dragging a clearly disgruntled Lucy behind her. Lucy's got a couple bags of, like, clothes with her, and Veronica is just cracking up at something. But you all do see Lucy very clearly. What do you do?
Alan is gonna actually kind of hide his face away from Lucy and say something to the effect of, "Is everybody coming today?"
I think Amber's gonna like start to raise a hand to say hi and then be like, oh wait, shit. She's using her secret identity. And then she's gonna say to Alan, I don't know. I hope not. I'm trying to just spend some time with you.
And at that moment, you hear, whatever, just don't come back in. And you see Al get shoved out of J Jewelers. What are y'all doing?
Al is gonna stand up, brush himself off, and say, "Fine, I'll go to Mary Kay." Go ahead.
I was thinking, can we please get a panel of like Amber and Alan kind of trying to cover their faces? Like, nope.
Perfect. So, Al, you just got pushed into the main area of the mall. I don't know if you yet see Alan and Amber. What do you do?
Al's gonna. He hasn't seen. Has he seen Lucy?
She's probably like 15, 20 feet in front of you. If you do want to see her, I think it's up to you.
I've got an idea. So Al, being the sly devil he is gonna. How many people are in this mall currently?
It's pretty packed.
Okay, Al's not gonna do that thing, but he is gonna do the other thing. He's just gonna walk up and like grab Lucy, like link arms with her and be like, "How you doing, best friend?" He's gonna like strut up and like knock his head to the side a little bit as he says, "How you doing?" Like real. You've seen Rocky Horror Picture Show, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know how Dr. Frankenfurter always does a little head shake?
Yep.
Exactly like that.
Perfect. Veronica immediately is like, Lucy, do you know this infant?
She's going to glare at Al and like, yeah, he's one of the students who came by the university for a tour a couple weeks ago. I have seen him a couple of times on campus, but that's it.
Oh, don't downplay our friendship. And what are you talking about, infant? You're like 2 years older than me?
Veronica looks at you and she's like, yeah, but 16 to 18 is just like, it's a big difference.
I'm
You'll know-
17.
Whatever. You're still in high school. High school to college, it's a big difference.
Okay, Mom. Anyway, Lucy, how you doing? How's your week been?
I think Lucy's going to take a second. She's going to turn to Veronica and you're like, you know what, Veronica? You were saying you wanted to go to, what was the name of that one store? Why don't you go on ahead without me, and I'll meet you there in a second. I'll deal with him.
She looks at you and she's like, hold on. Infant, give us 1 second. And she pulls you to the side and she's like, Lucy, do not tell me you're dating a high schooler.
Oh my fucking God. No.
Okay, well, I just can't think of any logical reason why you don't want me hanging around him.
Listen,
mean,
if we're gonna be honest,
but-
he's one of the problem kids from the university, and it just takes like a special talking to get him to just leave you alone, if you know what I mean. Not in a weird way. He just like I've learned how to deal with him, and I know how to get him to go away.
She looks at you and she's like, go ahead and roll to provoke her.
That's a 6.
Perfect. She looks at you and she's like, you know what? No, I don't want you to be alone with this problem child. I'm going to stay right here and make sure he doesn't hurt you. And she like links her arms with yours really, really tightly. And then she like pulls you back over and she's like, Infant, I didn't catch your name.
My name's Al. What's yours?
She's like, I am Veronica. And I want you to know that this person right here, she is my best friend. And she just really just And she starts getting really choked up because Veronica's really emotional.
Al's gonna take the gold ring out of his pocket and say, "Oh, a beautiful ring for a beautiful girl and a beautiful name."
Lucy is in hell.
I'm gonna have you roll to provoke.
Me?
Yeah, it's provoking her to stop talking, but also, like,
I'm not provoking anyone.
It's plus superior?
yep,
It's your boy.
of course it is.
Why the fuck did that work?
I love this.
That's a
This is
10, by the way, for listeners.
Yeah, it's a 10.
perfect. On a 10 plus, they rise to the bait and do what you want. She's like, she kind of blushes immediately, and then she's like, I'm really sorry, but I have a boyfriend. But I'm really flattered, and you're very, very sweet, and I will take that ring. Thank you. And then she takes the ring and puts it on.
Al's gonna like wink at her and then be like, "So, Lucy, how you been?"
Lucy is just I don't even okay, Al, I'm doing just fine. Thank you. I'm here with my roommate from college, and we're here just doing some shopping. Why are you here?
Nobody answered my texts, and I had nothing better to do.
I want in the middle of this a panel of Amber and Alan just kind of whispers, "Should we do anything about this?"
Absolutely not.
I think at a
Okay.
certain point Lucy's going to start looking around trying to be like, anyone help me, save me. And I think she's going to spot those two in the food court.
But we were hiding our faces so well.
Yes,
She's going to make desperate help me eye contact.
And the frizzy hair wasn't a total giveaway.
Which one of us is facing towards you? Since we're sitting across from each other.
I think it's Amber.
Excellent. I want you to roll to provoke Amber.
That's a 10, baby.
On a 10, you get both. So if they do it, they add a team to the pool. If they don't do it, they mark a condition.
Ooh. Oh boy. I currently don't have any conditions. I'm gonna mark guilty. I'm just trying to have my date. Can we get a panel where Amber just kind of like shakes her head and takes Alan's hand?
Does Al see any of this?
I don't think so.
Darn it. Okay, never mind.
Also, I think Lucy is, when she sees that Alan is there too, she's going to make eye contact with Amber and mouth sorry.
At this point, Alan wants to reach his other hand behind him and grab, like, just lightly, like, maybe not, like, prominently grab a chair behind him, which they are probably metal. And he's going to kind of look up at the sprinkler system and then mouth to Amber, "It's time to go." And then he wants to shoot electricity, basically just and spark the sprinkler system.
The sprinklers all go off in the mall. We get one panel of the Cold War employee, who's the same person as we've seen a bunch of times, being like, well, this day is going very well, isn't it? And then everyone starts screaming, and people start scattering.
Al is gonna grab Veronica and Lucy by the hands and say, "Follow me," and then just pull them through a portal to the outside. Can Al see the front doors?
No, you're in the middle of the mall.
Oh, I thought we were in the food court.
You can probably see the windows above you. There's like a big open area, but you can't see the outside from here.
Let's do the windows then. Or like the windows in a ceiling or in an upper wall?
They're like in a ceiling.
Perfect. Al is going to grab both of them and say, "Follow me," jump and pull them both through a portal onto the ceiling so that they're safe.
Perfect. As you all land, the three of you land on the ceiling, you notice coming quickly towards the mall, there are what look like 3 helicopters, but they're small. They're like people-sized. Then very loudly you hear this like high-pitched whirring sound, and then we get a close-up of this panel of 3 kids, essentially, with massive electronic like helicopters on their backs. There's a editor's note that says the tech kids, and then the next panel is that same panel of the 3 of them flying towards you, and this huge laser powering up. And with that, the issue comes to an end.
Moon Harbor Heroes is produced by Anthony Sheets and TP Huth, and edited by Anthony Sheets. Anthony can be found on Twitter at IcyNewYear or at IcyNewYear.com. T is the host of Incubator on Air, a new play podcast available on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, and Google Play. She can be found at T Huth Playwright on Twitter or TPHuth94 on Instagram. Cataclysm Crew is GM'd by TP Huth. Flyby is played by Jane Barry. You can find her at Jane-Tarzan on Twitter. Machina is played by Elliot Peterson. She can be found at Elliot Yulin on Instagram. Blue Samurai is played by William Hendry. You can find him on Twitter at RockoutWill321 or on Steam as Cypress_Grunham. Our logo was designed by Beautiful Beasties. She can be found on Instagram at beastly.doodles or at patreon.com/beautifulbeasties. The music in this issue is Mistake the Getaway by Kevin MacLeod. A link to his website and the license will be in the show notes. If you want to get a hold of us, email us at moonharborheroes@gmail.com or find us on Twitter at moonharborcast. If you enjoyed this issue, please leave us a review on iTunes and tell a friend. Word of mouth and 5-star reviews are really the best way for us to keep bringing these stories to more people. If you'd like to support us financially, check us out on patreon.com/moonharborheroes. Supporting us there will give you access to bonus episodes each month. And thanks for helping us save the world. We'll see you next issue.